Hi Alyssa, this is Rebecca from Chateau Borne Crochet, and I'm just making a little video here for you to see how we do that puff stitch. So in the video it said to chain in multiples of 3 plus 1 for the turning chain. So I've done that. I did a multiple of 3, which was 12, plus 1 for the turning chain, so I chained 13, and then I double crocheted in the third stitch from the hook and in each one across. So that gives me, including this little chain here, that gives me 12. So let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so for row 2, we're going to chain 2 and turn, as it actually says that at the end of the first row. Okay, so now we're going to do the puff stitch across. So we end up having remember it wants us to do 2 more double crochets so that we can kind of have that border of 3 double crochets at the bottom and top of each row. Okay, so now what it wants us to do for the puff stitch is we're going to do a double crochet not in this space, but in this space. The second space. So we're going to skip this guy here, and I'm going to do a double crochet here and then a double crochet in the next one. So that's 2. Now as you can see, we can still see this hole right here for the skipped double crochet. So what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, and then I'm going to go through this double crochet that I skipped, and I'm going to go behind and pull that up, and then I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to do that 3 more times. So that was 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now I've got a bunch of loops on my hook. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 loops on my hook. Now I'm going to yarn over 1 more time, and I'm going to go back to where that second double crochet was in the third spot. So I'm going to insert there and pull up. Now I've got 11. I'm going to yarn over 1 more time and pull through all of them. Now you can see it looks puffy, but it's not really gathered. So to gather it, we're just going to do a chain 1, and that gathers it right at the top. So now if I was going to do another puff stitch, you can see the first available double crochet here, I'm going to skip, and then I'm going to go into the next 2 spaces, a double crochet. So we'll skip this guy and we'll go right here. And then we're going to do the next one right here. And this will also be the one, remember, at the end of the puff stitch. I'm just going to grab some more yarn, so don't mind the wiggliness. Okay, so at the end of the puff stitch, we're coming back to this same one where our second double crochet is. So you can see here, I've got the empty space, and that's where we're going to do our puff stitch. So yarn over, and then into the empty double crochet that we skipped, and we're going to pull it up, and we're going to do that 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. So we've got 9 loops on our hook, yarn over, and then remember I said we're coming back to that spot here where the double crochet was, and we've pulled up again. So now we're going to go through all 11, and then to make it puffy, chain 1. Okay, so now we've got 3 left. Remember, that's our border. So we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and then your turning chain counts as a double crochet, so I'm going to just do it in the top of that turning chain. Okay, now we got to turn, so chain 2, and then we'll do 2 double crochets because that's our border on the edge. I'm just going to pull some more yarn, don't mind the craziness. Okay. So that's 1, 2, and our third one. Okay, there's our border. Now we're going to do our reverse puff stitch. So you can see that the lines are going this way. So now we're going to work into the top of those 2 double crochets that we did at the beginning, which are, you can see the space here, and then double crochet, double crochet. So I'm going to skip right over, it's actually the chain 1. I'm going to skip right over that, and I'm going to go here and do my 2 double crochets, just like in the first row. Now, the only difference is this time when I want to do my puff stitch, I'm not going to go into this chain space. I'm actually going to go now into this space between the double crochet in the last row and the end of the puff stitch in the last row. So see this hole right here? We're going there. Okay, so yarn over, and I'm going to pull up 1, 2, yarn over and pull up, 3, yarn over and pull up, 4. Okay, and now we're going to yarn over and go into where we just put our second double crochet. So we're going to go there, yarn over and pull through all 11 loops. So that is almost done. We just have to add a chain to make it puffy. Okay, so now I'm just going to pull some more yarn here for myself. Okay, so now, again, we have where this chain is, and we're going to want to go into the top of this. So we're going to do 2 double crochets in the top of the puff stitch from the previous row. And then, remember, we've got this nice big space here. We're going to yarn over and do our puff stitch into that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then into where we put our second double crochet, we're going to yarn over and pull up. Now we've got 11 loops on our hook. Yarn over and pull through all of them. And then to puff it up, we're going to do a chain. Okay, now we've got our last 3 double crochets, and that's our border. So we are going to do our 3 double crochets on the end. And remember, our last one will be into that turning chain. Okay, now chain 2 and turn. So let's just go on with how we would do our double crochets in the top of it. As you can see, we have our nice braid there. Okay, so we'll do our 2 double crochets, which is our border, but we're actually double crocheting all the way across. So this time we are going to do right into this space, a double crochet, and then into the 2 on top. 1, 2, and then into the next space. These are our multiples of 3. 1, and then 2 onto the top of that puff stitch. 2, 3, and then our 3 at the end of the border. I'm just going to get some more yarn for myself. Okay, 1, 2, and 3 into that turning chain. So there you have it. I hope that that helps you to figure out the puff stitch. And if you have any other questions, I'm happy to answer them. Thanks for reaching out. Bye.